I feel so businessy in a blazer when I'm doing sit down videos and you can only see this half, but we're gonna roll with it today. Maybe it's going to make me come off more professionally in this video. But anyway, hi you guys. What's up? I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about this video for a really long time. I've been on this journey of kind of trying to think through my purchases more and eliminate regrets, impulse buying, and kind of like the need for like so many intense closet cleanouts. And so I've kind of put together my own little guidelines or lists of tips, and I kind of have about 10, I think. And I figured I would just sit down and share them with you guys. And hopefully this could be helpful to any of you or some of you, or just interesting to watch. And obviously I'm not perfect at this, but I think I've been doing this for about like 6 to 8-ish months of like really trying at these things. I've genuinely seen such an improvement in how much easier it is to put together outfits for myself, how many less things I get rid of during closet cleanouts and how often I need to do them, and just realizing and knowing what I have in my closet and loving each piece. And so I really think it's made a big difference, and so hopefully this could help you. We're gonna start off with kind of my process for shopping. So essentially what I've stopped doing is just scrolling websites and adding things to cart to purchase. And that might sound confusing, but what I used to do is I would, every so often, I would get in a shopping mood, or I needed new clothes, or I just wanted to shop or whatever, and I didn't really have like an idea of what I was going for. I would kind of just purchase things that caught my eye and that I liked. And that obviously makes sense. You wanna buy things you like. What I'm getting at here is basically instead of buying in bulk like a few times a year, I section it out and I do it more often, but I do smaller trips at more stores. Do you know what I mean? I buy things on more of a here and there basis rather than like big chunks all at once and just by scrolling or like going into one store or a couple stores, and just like as I see things and as I like things and that kind of thing more so. I budget it out that way rather than like a few times a year. But I noticed that when I would make these bigger purchases all at once from like one store, I would realize that I didn't wear majority of the things that I would be buying. I couldn't figure out how to style them. I didn't know what went with them in my closet. They would just kind of sit there until I had an occasion for them. And this also goes for in person at thrift stores and in retail stores. I would go into a Nordstrom Rack or a thrift store and I would just shop until I found things that I liked, and I would have a bunch of things and purchase them. I have started with scrolling. In my free time, I'll scroll Pinterest and Instagram, or I'll get like ads that pop up of like things that I like. And I have just really tried to narrow in on forethought of things and why I like the piece, first of all, what I can wear it with in my closet. Do I already have something that looks like this that I like more? Like, will this one beat out the other thing when I'm putting together an outfit? Tend to find things that I want to buy more when I see them styled on someone in someone's style that I like. And so I'll end up like going on there and I'll be like, okay, those pants are so cute, and I'll like the way that the person styles them, and it kind of gives me a better idea of how I can wear them in my closet, or at least I can think about it a little bit more that way. And then if I end up not purchasing them and I do want to think about my purchase a little bit more, it brings me to our next point, is a wish list. I always have a running wish list, and this has been probably the biggest tip that has changed the game for me the most. I will screenshot things, I'll screenshot outfits, products, ads, whatever the case is, of something that I really like, and I'll add it to my wish list. And I made a few wish list videos. I think my last video is a wish list video, and you'll see kind of, I just go through my wish list and things that I kind of want to buy for the season, and I'll do it seasonally. But I always have a running wish list, and that has helped me really think through my purchases and also get the best deal for them, because I feel like when I've bought things right off the bat straight away, you just pay whatever price. But if you like have it on your wish list and kind of like go searching for it, you can get a better price for it. So, and to me, there's such a satisfaction, even if it's a retail buy that I can easily just go purchase. There's so much satisfaction in having it on a list and being able to cross it off. Like, I still do go into a store like H&M and I browse and I'm like, that's cute, never seen that before. But I think all in all, it's just kind of thinking through my purchases more has really helped me, rather than just impulsively, I really like the piece, I'm gonna get it because I like it. Because I genuinely just used to believe that if I liked the piece, I would wear it, and that's not the case, unfortunately. So another little tip that I have while shopping that has really helped me also in not regretting my purchases or actually wearing the piece is taking note of everything about the item. Its quality, its fabric, just like the way it feels, the comfortability of it. Like sometimes I'll find something, especially at a thrift store, that is so cute and I feel it and it's itchy and I'm like, I just know that I won't reach for it because of that. Also, especially in like pants and dresses more so, I try to like take note of if the fabric is sheer and do like the hand test if you can see under it, because I'll say while I'm shopping, oh, I don't care, like I can wear nude underwear or whatever, but like normally when I'm getting dressed, I'm in a rush and then I don't want to change my underwear, whatever the case is. And so then I end up just not wearing the piece. Like I have a skirt that I really love, but unfortunately it's see-through and I just don't reach for it because you have to plan ahead or like reconfigure things, and it's just easier for me to kind of just have things that you don't need to think about like that, for me personally. And then through that, you kind of recognize like what fabrics you like, what materials you really like. Also, you'll kind of like realize it's like certain brands, like H&M for instance, is kind of when I'm shopping retail or at a mall store, there are certain like brands within their store, like you know how they have different lines, like Target as well. Like at Target for instance, I love their Who What Wear line because I feel like their fabrics are really nice quality and they just look really nice, so I gravitate towards them. Same at H&M, like I think it's their Divided line that I don't really love like the quality of, and it doesn't like wash well for me or wear well, and so I try to stay away from that. So it's kind of just like building a bunch of mental notes and then just figuring out what you like and whatever. So my fourth tip is going through your closet often. And this is not even saying like closet clean outs. I just mean like genuinely like looking through the clothing that you have, because, and I've realized that when I do that, I'm like, I have so many things, first of all, that I don't wear that often that I love, that I want to wear, that just get like hidden in between things, you know, and you don't realize that you have. But also, it keeps things fresh in my brain. So when I am shopping or like especially thrifting, I'll be like, I literally already have a sweater that looks like this. And it just makes everything so much easier to know what you have, which also goes into my tip number 5, which is keeping your closet organized, which is really hard for me personally, and you guys probably know this. So it's kind of just a reminder for myself that when I have an organized closet, I know more of what I have. I know that I don't need more clothes necessarily as well, and you just know what you have. So I try to keep it organized, and then in turn, that has also made getting ready so much easier. So for me, how I categorize it is I have a section for basics, which are all of like my tank tops, my plain basics that I just reach for, that I, you know, want to put under something, whatever. It's super easy. I also have a section for all of my comfy wear. So I have my comfy pants that I love to wear all of the time. I have my sweatpants in this section. I have my sweatshirts in a section. I don't have them mixed in with like my workwear blouses and my nicer shirts. All of like my more like going out kind of partying looking outfits. Not that I do that, but like, or like occasion wear, I should say. That kind of thing. All of like my more fancy skirts, but then also my more casual skirts. I section everything out like that because it's just made it easier for me personally when I'm doing that little checklist in my head of like what I have, but also just when I'm getting dressed, I go into those sections, grab from them. I know exactly where to go in my closet, and it's not all intermixed, and then things don't get hidden, and then you actually wear the pieces. So, okay, this tip is specifically for thrifting. And this has been really hard for me, but it's something that I've actually found so much like fun in, and it's actually, I've never been into online thrifting or like buying secondhand online with as much as I have, at least within the past like year or two. Realized that once I started shopping more online on eBay, on Poshmark, on The RealReal or ThredUp or whatever, I've noticed that a lot of my secondhand pieces stay in my closet longer rather than when I go to the thrift store. You guys might have noticed I've lessened my thrift trips because of this reason. I just tend to go online more. It seems to be easier. I can find specific things I'm looking for, and it's like just more chill to kind of browse through. But also I have such bad impulse control at the thrift store that, or I used to, I've gotten a lot better, but I used to just go into a thrift store, grab everything I like, and because I would think that I would never be able to find the piece again, and I've just kind of come to terms with the fact that if I can't find the piece again at the thrift store and it's not the time for it to be in my closet, that it's not meant to be. And so I've just stopped doing really big thrift store thrift trips, at least as often as I used to, and that way I get rid of a lot less things, especially thrifted things. Okay, another little like mini tip, little tidbit kind of thought that I try to keep in my brain too. This is a lot of different thoughts like I have while shopping. It doesn't seem that way when you're actually shopping, but anyway, it's basically like, first of all, realizing that outfit repeating is major. I love outfit repeating. I think it's super cool. Even like outfit repeating, then adding a little new thing, a different flair to it. But thinking when you find a piece, do I have something similar, first of all, which we've already talked about, but will I reach for this piece more than the other one? And that also goes in with like I personally have realized I don't need 2 of something super similar, like white button downs, let's say. I don't need 2 because I normally always have my favorite one, and then I'll just end up wearing that one or choosing that one. Then the other one gets left in the dust. So for things that I don't wear as often maybe, or like things in general that just, if they don't have a major difference, like you can have one white button down, but then another white button down that has like big balloon sleeves that's more of like a funky version, that makes sense to me. For me, I've had that where I have multiple things of the same thing and I just end up wearing the one thing. So it's like, why not just have the one thing? So it's just being cognizant, I guess, of again, what you have and what you like and realizing you don't need multiples of them. Like for me, I've realized that with blazers. I love blazers, but I don't need 2 black blazers. I just don't, because I always end up picking my favorite one. And so what I try to do is if I like something like a button down, I'll have them in different colors and different prints and stuff, but I don't need them in the same color. Okay, this one is kind of a newer concept for me, which sounds weird, but returning items. That it's okay to return an item if it's not going to work in your closet. I used to feel so guilty to return an item, or to be honest, I just would not take the time out to actually return the item, especially for online orders. I thought it was some like horrible experience, but I've done it and it's actually not that bad. Brands make it fairly easy to do, and it's not as scary as I used to think, at least. So I've just recognized the importance of, if something doesn't fit me right, I should return it. If I get something or I take it home and I try to style it and I'm just like, this is not working for me, I can return it. Also, just really thinking about your purchases after the fact. Like, it's okay to like really think about them before, but also like the after fact is like, okay, I have this now, let's try to actually wear it, which is also why I keep like a section in my closet or like in my office specifically of like new in pieces, so that I can actually see if I will wear them and grab from there when I'm getting ready and try to style the pieces. That makes it easier too, so they don't get lost in there. And then you realize after the return period that you actually don't really love the piece and you can't style it or whatever it is. And so, yeah. Okay, I think this is the last one. But when I actually just added this one recently because I've realized I have a really bad habit of when I am shopping online and I'm looking for like one piece, and let's say my piece is like $45 and you have to spend like $50 to get free shipping. For some reason in my brain, I'm like, I will find another piece that is $5 in the clearance section or the sales section to get it up there to get free shipping. It's like, it doesn't make sense, because if shipping's $6, well then the difference you're only paying is $1. But anyway, I've realized that it's okay to go onto a website or go into a store, whatever the case is, and to just buy one thing, especially online. It's okay to just go to a website and buy one thing. I used to be so bad about needing at least a few things to make it worth it to me to spend money on the website, or to pay for shipping or whatever it is. And I just think that that's stupid. And I wish I learned this sooner, because I probably would have saved so many things, because again, that is an impulse purchase at its finest, is to go and look for an item just to buy an item that fits within that range. It's okay to just suck it up and pay the shipping fee. And it's okay to just get one piece from somewhere. So I don't know, I kind of rambled, and I hope these were helpful at all, because now I'm sitting here and I was reading them, I'm like, I feel like a lot of these other people would listen to them and it's like, duh, Jordan, obviously that's like, I already do that. But personally, I've just started implementing these, and I never cared enough before, but I realized it's made my life easier. I hate doing closet cleanouts, and the more I do them, I've realized I hate doing them. And so I just also hate wasting money. I really hate wasting money. And also, this is kind of like a side note, but I have started investing more in pieces that are higher quality, or like I spend more money on a piece or something just so that it lasts longer. And that's another way too. But this is kind of if you're not looking to spend a lot of money on something, or you're not trying in that process yet. But I feel like all these things still go with that, because you can spend a lot of money on something, but if you really haven't thought about it, technically, yeah, it could last years, but if you won't wear it, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's all I have today. Those are all of my little tips and tricks that I've been kind of thinking of, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below if you have any like guidelines or tips and tricks that you personally live by that have helped you in this, and subscribe if you're not already, and I will talk to you next time. Love you. Bye.